There are three emerging trends that affect everybody, the entire society. I call these global trends, and they certainly impact our profession. Disruptive innovations have been around for hundreds of years, and it's usually when some lower cost device is produced that taps into or addresses a segment of the market that's underserved by an existing business. The second one is the outsourcing of medical procedures, and mainly because of the internet and electronic communication being so fast and so efficient, it's very easy for, let's say, use the example of radiologists that might be located in India that are able to read the x-rays of patients in the United States, and they can do that at a fraction of the cost. And then finally, the third global trend that is certainly impacting our industry is what I call the healthy aging movement. And I use that as a replacement term for the baby boomer market. And the reason I like the healthy aging term better is because I think it more aptly describes the fact that people are not only want to live, they expect to live longer, healthier lives. They're willing to invest their discretionary income on cosmetic surgery and other enhancements to their quality of life. We also know that they have a tendency to work longer. People are more commonly working past the age of 70. Not retiring early. We know that healthy agers have a tendency to be well connected with social media. They reach out to their friends and family on a daily basis, and they want to reach out and build a relationship with businesses as well. And then finally, we know that they're a little bit nervous about the economy and where they're going to spend their money because of all the disruptions in the economy over the last 5 or 6 years. So I think all those points characterize this healthy aging movement. There's a lot of direct-to-consumer amplification products on the market that are trying to tap into this underserved segment of the market. So it's imperative for audiologists and hearing instrument specialists to find a way to differentiate your practice. We all know the importance of the clinical procedure. We all know the importance of evidence-based practice, and that doesn't go away. But we have to think of ways to make that relatively routine procedure in the mind of the customer or the patient. We have to find ways to bring that to life. And I think it really begins with the promotion or the way that patients become aware of our practice. The second would be the phone scheduling, what occurs when the patient actually calls on the phone and has a question about something related to hearing care. The third would be the arrival, when they actually drive up to your parking lot, they walk into your office, they're greeted by your front office person, and they wait in your reception area. The fourth would be the actual testing and recommendation. The fifth would be the fitting and the purchase of the product. And then number 6, the final one, would be the follow-up appointments. At the commodity level, hearing aids are available in many ways direct to the consumer. Internet sales, mail order business has been around for years, and that's simply buying a device without any customized services available with it. As we move up the progression of economic value, however, then we have the clinical services that most of us do today. The testing, the professional fit, the follow-up counseling, that would be the service that we provide in addition to the product, and that leads to a higher selling price. And then finally, as we move up the ladder or the progression of value, we have wrapping an experience around the clinical procedure and the service that you get. Imagine, for example, that Walter Cronkite is across the street from your office, and he's there with a television camera, and they're going to record what every patient says when they walk out of the office, and they're going to ask that patient, what was it like when you were in there? And when you ask that question to yourself, what would you want your patients to say when they're interviewed by Walter Cronkite? That's really the beginning of knowing what your theme should be to make it more memorable. And then it's a matter of adding that theme to all of those interaction stations or touch points that I mentioned before. I know of one practice in the Midwest that has the bumper of a '57 Chevy mounted in their waiting room, and it's three-dimensional, and it becomes a real strong talking point. Think outside the box when it comes to the way that you might have the patient set up in your office for the testing. There's some real creative things you can do inside the test booth. There's some ways that you can talk about outcome measures that might be related to your theme. The use of memorabilia when somebody has a successful hearing aid fit. There might be something that you give away to the patient that's related to your theme that makes it much more interesting to the patient. You can send patients through your waiting room to pick up all of their items that they need, like batteries and cleaning tools, and turn that into a shopping spree and make it more interactive. So it's really the sky's the limit when it comes to theme. The idea is to take the ordinary and make it extraordinary and interesting to the patient. For professionals to embrace this, they have to think about two things. Number one, they have to remember that no one is better equipped to deliver sophisticated technology, sophisticated medical devices like they are, and that's something that customers and patients want. And number two, along with that, no one is better equipped to deliver a remarkable human touch in the clinical realm. So it's that combination of delivering a sophisticated medical device along with the human element that leads to a very remarkable, memorable patient experience.